Hello, my name is Sadik. I am one of the consultants at Industrial Defender. Today, I would like to show you a quick overview of the vulnerability management service. This is our demo environment with a variety of endpoints, such as agentless devices with firewalls, PLCs, network devices, or some agents on Windows and Linux Red Hat machines. Let's move to the vulnerability management section. Now here, as you can see, the data is already populated. Initially, when you have our solution, this section will be completely blank. In order to process the data, what we need is actually, we want to see the software inventory of your environment. So you will actually export that into an XML file. It will be zipped, and we actually send it to our support department. We process that data, and we'll send it back the results to you in a zip format, and you will import that in order to see the results. The software inventory package you are sending us does not contain any confidential information such as IP address or host names. It only contains the type of software that exists in your environment. So here, as you can see, we got about 4,600 vulnerabilities. In each of these columns, I can sort them, I can search for them. Well, one of the best use case of the vulnerability management service, in my opinion, is if I hear a CVE out there, this lets me find out quickly if I am the subject of that vulnerability in my environment, what assets and what applications are the source of that problem. Again, like I said, you can also sort them in any column, in any order. Whether there's an advisory for it, whether there's a patch for it. And each of them actually will list number of assets that are subject to this CVE. It is CVE score, if there's a patch available, if there's an advisory available, and status shows the number of instances that are active. Initially, all of them will be active, but as you manage your vulnerabilities, you have two options. You can either mitigate them indefinitely with some kind of supporting document, or you can put a deadline, hey, mitigate this vulnerability until this date. Or you can completely ignore them because it is not applicable in your environment or it is not important for you. So for any of these CVEs, if I click on the view details button, actually I will get more information about it, such as which assets, which applications are subject to it. If there are patches that are applicable to it, it will actually populate this screen with the required KBs in order for me to resolve this CVE. And if there's an advisory alert, it will also list the ICSA number here. Now, with the same information, you can actually look at the same data from other perspectives. Instead of CVEs, for example, I can say, hey, I would like to view by asset in my environment. Vulnerabilities exist only on 10 items. So here it is showing the vulnerabilities for each of these 10 items. A basic use case is, hey, which one of my assets has the most number of vulnerabilities? Or a particular machine, I would like to find out how many vulnerabilities exist in the environment. And the features that we talked about in the previous screen in terms of mitigating or ignoring the vulnerabilities, I can actually do a bulk ignore or mitigate on this screen. A basic example is, say, this is my demo machine. I really don't care about it because I re-image this all the time. It's in a test environment. I don't want to see these results. So I can just choose that machine and then either click on ignore or mitigate depending on how I would like those CVEs to be categorized. And those 3,900 will actually be changing their status from active to either mitigate or ignore depending on how we handle them. So similarly, the other screen also lets you see the same data per application if the CVEs are attached to a certain application or by operating system, depending on how you classify them, or by the advisories and alerts information. And in each of these advisories, I can actually click on the details button and I will get the link to that specific advisories from the CISA's webpage. So that's pretty much the high-level summary of the VMS part of the Industrial Defender solution. If you have any questions or if you would like to find out more information about it, please contact Industrial Defender. We'll be happy to help you. Thank you.